Do you have a sense, to some extent this is an accounting question, it may not be entirely fair, but I'll ask it anyway, and that is, do you have a sense for what our current level of total bonded indebtedness is, where it ranks relative to other states? We've heard legislators on this program over the course of my quarter century here talk about a 3% rule, but it's, I guess, not really a rule. Maybe you could talk a little bit about that process of determining how much we can safely bond for. Obviously, there's a legislative prerogative there in terms of making that decision. I'm not asking you to weigh in on that, but how that all works with respect to maintaining the fiscal integrity that's important to the state.
No, that's critical because, once again, I'm going to go back to the rating agencies. Again, a lot of what we do at MMB is to make sure that the rating agencies that take a look at our state see a sound, budget process and forecasting process and bonding process. They want to make sure that we're living within our means. They don't care so much about what it is that we bond as long as it's legal. They just want to make sure that, in this case, the 3% rule does sort of work. We try to come underneath the cap of 3% of our revenues for indebtedness, but the problem is, let's say we pass an $850 million bonding bill this year, which the governor is going to propose next Tuesday, by the way.
We make news here. People
news.
need to pay attention.
There will be a press conference next Tuesday with the governor on the bonding bill, and it'll be around $850 million. Now, we won't bond for all that right away, because only some of the projects will get up and running. We will have a new bond issuance later this year in the summer, probably.
And, of course, that's his proposal. The legislature has to approve it, so forth.
I'm sure they'll approve it,
right.
intact, right? Got to be optimistic going into this, right? So we'll bond some of that, but not all of it. And the same thing happened last year. There was a bonding bill, and not all of that has been bonded for. So you have to manage what is actually bonded and how much debt is actually out there. And that's what the rating agencies look at this rule. If you increase your debt limit so much that you'd have a hard time making the debt payments. For example, the amount of money we think you'd need to pay on debt for the $850 million is around $60 million a year once it's all fully been released in bonds. So you can see that ratio. You want to make sure that you have enough cash or revenue to pay for the indebtedness that you have. And I think that, most bonding rating agencies like to see states invest in their infrastructure and make sure things work, that your roads work, but they also want to make sure you do it within your means. That's why these 3% rules, it's not really a rule, it's really kind of a guideline that rating agencies review the state with.
One of the issues, of course, that affects this, and you hear budget wonks, we're getting deep in the weeds here, and then I'll back our way out. But one of the
Sure, once we get in the weeds, I might want to stay there.
No, that's right, that's right. But one of the things you hear budget wonks talk about, of course, are interest rates. If interest rates go up, your cost of borrowing money goes up. And, of course, the Federal Reserve's talked about maybe increasing some interest rates. This is also a factor that you're looking at, I assume, right?
Absolutely. In fact, this is still a good time to borrow. I mean, the rates are low, and they've been low for a long time. And we know at some point they're going to go back up, or at least we hope they go back up, because eventually if they go back up, that means the economy is doing better and the Fed feels confident about the economy. But right now, the costs for borrowing are really pretty good for a state. And so the governor really believes that it's an appropriate time to invest in the state. And the other thing, it's both because the interest rates are fairly low now, cost of borrowing is down, but also he believes that we've sort of neglected the infrastructure. And there's billions of dollars worth of projects out there. And our challenge is selecting those that really are the top priority, have a statewide impact, and can really help the state. Like civic centers in Mankato or Rochester or St. Cloud are ways that we've invested bonding projects, but road projects as well. So do they have a state application to them?
Do you, in terms of our bonded indebtedness across the 50 states, some states, of course, have some significant debt issues. Is Minnesota in that category or not?
No, we've really managed our debt, I think, for many, many years. We've been fairly a conservative state. Now, we've increased the amount that we've done bonding in the last 10 or 20 years, but we've always done so with the idea of keeping within the guidelines, because we want, Minnesota runs a very conservative fiscal house, and the rating agencies appreciate that.